Hello and welcome everyone. In this video I will be making some of the manga panels from some of your favorite series, and I will try to be as accurate as possible. This is for my sketching practice, and again I'm not sketching the manga panels as it is, but instead I'm trying to starting with the JJK Modulo series. And we decided to make the manga panel in which Maharaga is aura forming in top of a building and Dabra is looking down with it. No, wait a second. Dabra is looking at Maharaga and Maharaga is looking down at the Dabra, and he is aura farming on top of an almost destroyed building. So yeah, I decided to make it. Maharaga proportions were not that difficult at all. It was rather simple thanks to the fact that it is a silhouette, and I decided to make the basic shapes of the skyline around him. Then I decided to draw Dabra. The biggest problem I had is because of my style. I like to draw entire figure as much as possible. So I thought to make Dabra as if he is bending down, but instead it looked ugly. So I decided to just draw half of his legs and pretend that yeah, it doesn't matter. This is the only time I wish I need to do this type of exception. But yeah, the other tattoos were a little bit tricky to draw because of its abdomen size and all. And thanks to the fact that he has long hair, I can hide some of the mistakes which I made in his back. Then I give some details to the rest of the building, and but I forgot to draw the big Maharaga face beside the building, so sorry for that. And this is how it looks. I hope you like it. Next up, I decided to draw this one manga panel from the One Piece. This is the manga panel in which the rocks was completely introduced and properly introduced, I would say. The one in which he is an Elbaf cutting after the scene in which we saw the mountain being cut apart. Alongside him, there is Golden Line Shiki, Whitebeard, and Miss and Stussy for some reason. But anyways, I started to draw with the Whitebeard because he was the most difficult of the all to draw because of his size and proportions. But after drawing them, I decided to draw the Shiki and Mrs. Stussy. The difficult part in them was doing the justice to Mrs. Stussy's assets, if you know what I mean. And then I started to draw the man, the myth, the legend, Zabek himself. And also because of his weird posture, his body angle and everything, all the bird's eye view, it was a bit weird to draw him. And I will say I could have done a bit better job with his face. Then I started to draw detailing in the rest of the background, give the texture some sort of shadow to the snow with the help of a marker, make the lines a bit more bold with the help of a fine tip marker, and use my marker again to draw the actual forest they are coming through. After that, I draw the fire, and this is how it looks. Next up, I decided to draw another manga panel. This time it is from Hunter x Hunter, and it is my personal favorite. And fortunately, if you are watching right now, then be congratulated because really soon the new manga chapters are coming this year in 26 in March. Apparently, according to the leaks. But yeah, I decided to draw, and yeah, this manga panel is actually a spoiler for anyone who had not seen the Black Whale and Succession contest. But this is the manga panel from the Succession contest. I am decided to draw the head of the Haley family, Morana, and if you don't remember this manga panel, it is actually from the scene in which Morana is explaining her entire philosophy of how the world works and how everything is unfair and everything, and how everything is just like a meat grinder where we are the meat and being rendered by the society, and how its norms work and etc. And what her dreams and etc. were. So while drawing this entire panel, the entire panel was not that was actually kind of tricky because there are so many small little pieces, and I was constantly skipping up like, oh, I forgot to draw that little panel and this one, so I needed to put it inside this area instead. I needed to cramp this everything up. Because of this, everything gets camouflaged, and I really hate to admit it that way. But yeah, also for the Morena, her proportions were a little bit different than originally, so I'm sorry for that. At the end, it came out like this. Once again, I should have left a bit more space and give the breaking of the panels a bit more proper spacing and all, and I wish I could have redone it. But anyways, it is not that bad, and I'm strangely happy with the way it came out to be. So yeah, this is how it is. I hope you like it. Next up, I decided to draw another panel from the Jijiki Modulo series, and I have to say the series is actually growing on me, although I didn't like the last few chapters and the way it is handled, but still, it's overall okay, mediocre, I guess. But anyways, I decided to draw the panel in which adult Yuji is doing omnidirectional cleave and dismantle on Mahito's domain expansion, while Mahito has the home turf advantage of being in the soul realm. So this is really badass. So I decided to draw it, I guess. Anyway, the most difficult part was that spear, that goddamn spear of made up of souls, and which was actually Maito's domain, and the rest of the skyline of the Shibuya, I guess. Damn, I really need to practice my spell game. Anyways, it was not that difficult. It was very very difficult actually, like quite a some. The part which annoys me a lot is that everything is getting blended up together and it's getting a bit camouflaged, so it is a bit difficult to distinguish. But other than that, the difficult parts were: one, the spears, the constant pillars that are coming outside, and a way to make sure that UG don't get camouflaged from the inside, because inside it's rather shadowy and the outside it is once again there are some shadows on the way the entire domain is getting dismantled and all, because of the way it is made, which is made up of square. I cannot even do the classic, oh it's a crack so I can make whatever the way it is. No, it has to be very specific, because he is cutting everything in squares for some reason. That makes it even more difficult for me to draw. Anyways, I decided to start to draw from the UG perspective. I draw the UG, then the entire spear, and then I made small sections of squares interlapping on one another. Then I decided to draw Mahito, do some shading in a way that it looks that he is being cut and torn apart in a way. Then I decided to draw these weird pillars that are attached directly to that big spear of domain, and this is how it all came out to be. The difficult part was the skyline, because it all get camouflaged in the end, and the fact that I had a marker really did help me to make the border stand out a little bit, which was a which thank god I had that marker. Anyway, this is the final product and I hope you like it. Next up, I decided to double down on JJK modulo content and decided to draw Dabura's domain expansion, the one which he used against Maharaga, the only one which we got to see in series, I guess, for Sumerians. And actually he is a Lumerian. I don't even know what his species is called, but apparently there are two different species of alien. I really need to work on the spell game right now, but anyways, so it is such a shame that we don't get to see Tabara's domain expansion effect and how the fight actually concluded. It just get entirely off screen, which damn, that hurts. Like why Gigi? Why? Anyway, I started to draw and decided to start with drawing Maharaga, which was not that difficult. The difficult part was to show the second feed, that hoping that it didn't blend up. And for now, I have to say that I should have been a bit more cautious, and I wish I have some sort of way or have a brighter paper than this one, because everything is getting camouflaged in this one and I really need to improve my inking game right now. Anyway, then I decided to draw the silhouette of the Dabra, because in the manga panel it was not his face, not his body, just his silhouette. Then I decided to draw that weird eye spear like thing behind him. Not that difficult, but the different amount of shapes of the square and rectangles did make it a little bit annoying to draw, because I not only need to make it in a geometrical way, but also the way perspective works and the 3D modeling works. So yeah, it was a bit new for me and I needed some time to adapt, if you know what I mean. Hey, it is a JJK. Does that was a JJK reference? Anyway, then I decided to draw the rest of the details, the flying hands, the pillars, everything coming out from it. And at this point I realized that damn, I accidentally drew it in a way that everything is getting camouflaged. So I stopped using my marker for everything and start using the finer pens so that I can draw details a bit more clearly. This is how it came out to be, and I wish everything did not get camouflaged next time, I guess. Spoiler, it does get camouflaged again. Next step, I decided to draw another manga panel from JJK, and damn, I'm drawing way too many manga panels from JJK. Is the series growing that much on me? Anyways, but this time at least this is not modulo, thank goodness. Anyways, I decided to draw Hakari and Kashimo the first time they saw each other, the one in which Hakari was in jackpot and Kashimo and just slammed down from the sky from nowhere in front of Kashimo. So yeah, I decided to draw that one particular manga panel. So while drawing Hakari's dancing scene, I accidentally messed up and made his leg proportionally a bit too small and his head proportionally a bit too large. And you might say I also gave him some buffs in his abs area, I guess, because in original manga panel it's just a flat belly, but in mine I gave him abs, because why the hell not? Everyone is getting some sort of buff in JJK. Next up, I decided to draw Kashimo, and I somehow made the same mistake of giving both Hakari and Kashimo smaller legs and body than proportion to their heads, and now they both look like dwarf. And I have to say, one, why does Kashimo has such a bizarre hairstyle? It is very difficult to draw. And second, why does he wear a full suit at this point? Like Hakari, look at him. He is without his shirt and only his pants. While Kashimo, like he is dripping out all the way. Now, not bad at all for the character, for obvious reasons, but damn, the folds are really difficult to draw. I hate drawing the folds on the clothing because it is such painful and tedious, and it makes or breaks everything somehow. Like if you draw it correctly, then good, it's all 3D, it feels natural and all. But if you don't do it correctly, then damn, it looks flat and it looks disgusting. Anyway, then I decided to draw the infiltrator of cursed energy dripping out of Hakari, and I have to say, it was a bit harder than I expected because of all the shadows and the way it is, and the background as well. But yeah, it was far more easier than drawing Kashimo's entire clothing. Anyway, for the theme song, Hakari's theme song to be specific, the private love train is actually not that bad, guys. Yeah, I speaking out loud. Now go and butcher me in the comments down below. Anyway, this is the way it all came out to be, and I have to say I'm quite happy with this, but I wish I could have made their legs a bit more longer than they are. Now they are both looking like little dwarfs from Seven Dwarfs and Snow White, I guess. But yeah, other than their size and proportion, I'm rather very happy with the way it all came out to be. And this is all for this video, guys. I hope the way it all came out to be, and I hope you like me yapping randomly about my drawing. But thanks for watching.